Welcome, curious minds, to an experiment of shimmering allure and silent peril. Picture, if you will, a placid pool that gleams like polished chrome beneath the midday sun. Its surface ripples with metallic luster, reflecting the world in a distorted, silvery dreamscape. This is no ordinary water. It is liquid mercury, the heaviest naturally occurring liquid on Earth. And today the lens lingers upon a tantalizing yet treacherous question. What would happen if a human being attempted to swim in it? Mercury melts at 38 Cg, which allows it to remain liquid at everyday temperatures. Each cubic centimeter weighs 5 grams, 13.5 times heavier than water. Drop an orange upon its surface, and the fruit bobs like a bright buoy, scarcely wet. Even a bar of iron will float, supported by an invisible cushion of displaced atoms. Such extraordinary density shapes every subsequent moment of this hypothetical swim. Mercury's molecules glide past one another with surprising agility. Their interatomic bonds are loosely metallic, granting the fluid a viscosity only 1.5 times that of water. The liquid feels sluggish yet mobile, as though one were stirring molten pearl. Imagine a swimmer poised at the edge of a purpose-built basin, its walls clad in inert polymers, its volume vented by towering extractor fans. Protective masks stand nearby, though the narrative first examines the unshielded encounter. As bare feet meet the mercury, skin senses an uncanny coolness. Heat flees the body more slowly than in water because mercury conducts thermal energy 50 times faster, drawing warmth from the surface before deeper flesh registers alarm. Tiny tremors pass through musculature at the alien sensation of metal lapping at ankles. Buoyancy asserts itself at once. The feet struggle to submerge. Instead, they press shallow dimples into the gleam, as though standing on gelatine. To descend, the swimmer must forcefully bend the knees, wrestling an upward thrust equal to nearly 90% of body weight. Traditional strokes falter. The high density forbids a clean arm entry. Each hand smacks the surface with a metallic clap before knifing through with abrupt compliance. Once submerged, arms meet drag greater than ever known. Every sweep sends fountains of shimmering beads skyward, each bead dividing into quicksilver minnows before collapsing back into the mass. Legs fare worse. Kicking produces negligible propulsion, for the feet scarcely sink enough to purchase. The swimmer resembles a beetle skating upon a pond more than a dolphin cutting waves. Forward motion slows to a comedic crawl, perhaps 15 centimeters per stroke compared with a meter in water. Respiration quickly complicates matters. Calm mercury releases vapors, especially beneath warm lights. Invisible toxin thickens the air above the pool. Within seconds, elemental fumes infiltrate lungs, cross the blood-brain barrier, and kindle headaches while coating the tongue with a metallic taste. Should mercury contact eyes, chemical assault provokes conjunctivitis and possible corneal damage. Tiny droplets spatter upward with each stroke, peppering face and hair. Skin absorbs but a minor fraction. Yet microscopic abrasions welcome infiltration. Metallic ions embark on journeys toward kidneys, liver, and nerves. Inside lungs, vaporized mercury oxidizes to mercuric ions, sabotaging enzymes that orchestrate everything from neurotransmission to antioxidation. Early symptoms mimic stage fright, quickened pulse and perspiration, progressing toward ataxia, memory loss, and tremors, once dubbed Danbury shakes among 19th century hatmakers. Mercury's thermal conductivity, several hundred times that of still air, ushers body heat outward. Core temperature falls swiftly, yet the high density hampers circulation. The chest floats high, limbs flail shallow, shivering sets in, paradoxically quicker than in cold water, because heat wicks away unceasingly. Fatigue shrouds muscles within minutes. Each pull demands great exertion. The heart, floating higher than limbs, struggles against hydrostatic misalignment. Blood pools in extremities, inviting faintness. Lactic acid accrues. Breath shortens behind any respirator. For masks, increased dead space volume. In 10 exhausting minutes, athletic stamina dwindles to despair. Where flesh meets mercury, a microscopic drama unfolds. The outer lipid layer of skin partly dissolves, creating nanoparticles of amalgam, microalloys between mercury and sodium, potassium, or zinc. Jewelry suffers instantly. Gold rings turn dull, silver blackens into calomel. Dental fillings may release additional metals into the bloodstream. Any electronic device plunged for demonstration would fail within hours. Mercury creeps between circuits, shorting paths with uncanny persistence. Even stainless steel corrodes slowly, its atoms drawn into the metal's liquid embrace. For centuries, craftsmen exploited this appetite, gilding mirrors with fire silvering, only to pay hell's ultimate price. 2 millennia ago, Chinese emperors sipped mercury elixirs seeking immortality, yet found neurological ruin. In 1810, a factory in Valladolid offered public tours of its mercury baths, claiming curative power. Visitors emerged pale with blurred vision. By the 20th century, tragedies such as Minamata Bay revealed methyl mercury's merciless reach through food chains, crippling fishing communities in southern Japan. These cautionary tales whisper around our hypothetical swimmer, urging retreat. Clambering out proves unexpectedly difficult. The swimmer floats so high that leverage over the lip diminishes. Gripping a ladder rung, arms must heave a body largely unsupported by the fluid, yet still coated in tenacious metallic film. Droplets slide off, vandalizing every surface, rolling, merging, splitting again. Restless. Emergency responders wield specialized vacuums and sulfur powder, binding mercury into inert cinnabar. Contaminated clothing enters hazmat barrels. Skin is scoured with EDTA chelates. Blood tests measure mercurial burden. Chelation therapy with dimercaprol or DMSA may coax ions toward renal excretion. Weeks of neurological monitoring follow. A single splash flings microdroplets meters away, infiltrating floor cracks where mercury lingers for decades. Ventilation systems spread vapors insidiously. Failure to decontaminate condemns future occupants to chronic poisoning. Rare research facilities therefore invest fortunes in zero-spill architectures, seamless welds, sloping floors, and sump basins. Even removed waste faces labyrinthine disposal. High-temperature retorts distill elemental mercury. Resultant sulfides proceed to secure landfills. International treaties such as the Minamata Convention regulate trade, mindful of past disasters. Might organisms tolerate such metallic seas? Certain bacteria wield operons to convert ionic mercury to elemental form. Yet they thrive in aqueous environments, not liquid metal. No multicellular life endures direct immersion. Proteins denature, membranes rupture. A pool of mercury remains biologically sterile. Dangerous not because of predators but because of chemistry. Few people imagine the voice of mercury, yet every medium carries its own music. When droplets coalesce, they emit a soft ping, akin to porcelain chimes struck underwater. Inside the pool, sound travels at nearly 1/450 faster than in air. Yet little escapes the surface. The swimmer therefore inhabits a cathedral of muted bells, footsteps whispering from within metallic walls. Light behaves with equal intrigue. Photons meeting mercury encounter a refractive index twice that of air, reflecting 95% of incoming rays. The pool thus forms a living mirror, warping reflections in perpetual motion. Beneath the surface, visibility plummets. Eyes would see only monochrome dusk as the metal absorbs and scatters penetrating beams. Mercury's high heat capacity invites paradoxical hazards. Warm droplets scatter into smaller beads that emit vapors capable of igniting in hydrogen-rich atmospheres. Laboratories segregate mercury from reactive gases, wary of rare yet ruinous amalgam explosions. Chilling the metal reveals a different face. Near its freezing threshold, mercury contracts, forming brittle crystals resembling tarnished glass. A winter-struck pool could fracture underfoot, shards offering razor edges beside toxic dust. Temperature, therefore, molds menace into varied forms. No comfortable window exists. Suppose engineers pursued a controlled mercury swim. The venue would require negative pressure containment and laminar airflow hoods arching like the petals of a steel lotus. Swimmers would don vulcanized suits with sealed breathing umbilicals, reminiscent of deep-sea divers. Even then, additional mass shifts buoyancy unpredictably. An errant tilt could flip the swimmer face first into vapor clouds. After each demonstration, robots would vacuum every droplet, scrub surfaces with selenium slurry, and purge air through activated carbon. Energy costs soar, carbon footprints swell, and public health agencies raise brows. In the end, spectacle dissolves beneath the weight of risk and regulation. The dream retreats to computer simulations and illustrated fantasy. Mercury the element glimmers on Earth, yet Mercury the concept resonates across the solar system. Oceans of metallic hydrogen on Jupiter, lakes of methane on Titan, nitrogen rain on distant Triton. Each extreme environment teaches humility. The Mercury pool, in miniature, mirrors the alien, a biome where human biochemistry stumbles. Studying such extremes refines containment strategies, cultivates caution, and hones the mindset needed for interplanetary exploration. Immersion confronts more than physiology. It challenges the psyche. Wave behavior betrays expectation, splashes feel heavy, and color defies instinct. Virtual reality studies reveal uncanny detachment, as though standing upon a liquid mirror severs bonds with one's reflection. Neuroscientists attribute the sensation to disrupted proprioception. Vision asserts walk, touch insists sync, and the mind hovers in limbo. Such conflict breeds anxiety faster than cold or chemical burn. In sum, the Mercury pool is laboratory, funhouse, and cautionary oracle combined, a solvent for certainty itself. As the metal settles, ripples subside into a flawless mirror reflecting ceiling lights with unwavering fidelity, luring the curious once more toward contact. Yet wisdom reminds us that nature's wonders often walk hand in hand with nature's warnings. Liquid mercury granted humankind thermometers, barometers, and electrical switches. It also exacted payment through tremors, madness, and ecological scars. To swim within it remains a poetic fantasy, seductive as a siren's song, shimmering just beyond safe reach. Until the next encounter with the unknown, let reflection, never immersion, be your guide.